予想を聞かせてくればチャンネル登録して最新情報を見逃すな。
Hit day, he reached base 5 times because that's what Shohei does. He's absolutely. You ever just really, I want to make it about Shohei again. You ever just really sit back and take in the experience, the marvel that is Shohei Ohtani to hit at an MVP level, something we will never know about, to pitch at a Cy Young caliber clip. It's insane. I think of like pit ERAs.
It's so beautiful to watch him on both sides of the ball. 6 innings, another gem against the D-backs. 3 for 4 today. 3 for 4, and he lowers his ERA to 0.74. He had 2 walks, 3 for 4 and 2 walks. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Then, of course, on the other side, 6 innings, just giving up 2 hits, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts. So the man is 3 for 4 with 2 walks and also pitched a 6 strikeout, 6 inning game. I mean, it's just beautiful. The Dodgers now 40-22 on the season. Again, a beautiful 7-0 victory over the Diamondbacks in Arizona. You'll take it so whatever you needed to do today on this Wednesday, Shohei, empty the tank.
Empty the tank, he did. You saw him kind of nibbling at his right middle finger a little bit. I was talking in my my All Dodgers Discord. If you guys want to support me there, check it out. But I'm not going to say the link here because that would be, I don't think anybody would care. Regardless of that, you didn't see him throwing a lot of split finger fastballs early in the game. Kind of had some command issues with the curveball as well. And, with where he was biting there, if you guys are watching and not listening, on that kind of inside of the middle finger there, that's where you're going to either kind of get a grip to, get a good command and turn that baseball over your hand with a curveball, or with your split finger, you're going to have it kind of slide through that part of your finger. So if it was feeling a little wonky, you wouldn't have noticed because the sweeper was still insanely dominant, as it always is. The fastball, it's fun to watch him just decide when he's going to throw 100 or he's going to throw 97 with ridiculous spin on it. He is just a fun dude to watch, and he keeps setting some sort of records. Riz, here we go from Jeff Passan here. ERA lowers to 0.74 through 10 starts. That is the lowest ERA in Major League history. Sorry. That is amongst the lowest ERA. I think of like pitcher hitting, the best of the best pitchers. You think of Clayton Kershaw, he was so damn good doing it, but you watched him in the batter's box, and I love the future Hall of Famer, but he did not look quite like an athlete in the batter's box with a stick in his hand.
He wasn't hitterish. Hitterish. And you think about all of the guys, of course, back in the day when pitchers, of course, in the National League had to hit. And they just look awkward, right? They look like you and I in the box trying to make contact. I certainly couldn't make contact. I could not get it out of the infield. I could. Maybe you could. I could not.
I look hitterish. Definitely.
I
do not think I could get it out of the infield. But like Zach Greinke, you were around in Zach covering the Dodgers in the Zach Greinke era. He was one of the better hitters, better hitting pitchers in the National League. And even so, it was just still very much, knob to baseball. You're trying to hit, you're trying to chop a baseball over the gap, over, second base gap or whatever. Like he was somebody who maybe, he was a shortstop growing up and all that kind of stuff. Maybe he's sort of athlete-ish, hitter-ish. But then you also think of somebody like Rich Hill, who our friend Ross Stripling once told me, you get him in the scrap zone and he's just hoping for the best.
Listen, don't forget it.
You guys are in. That was a flippin' awesome thing. But to watch Shohei Ohtani do this, where he is arguably the best hitter in the game, the most complete hitter, now hitting back over 300. The OPS is going to creep back up over 1,000. He is the most complete hitter, and he is also arguably he can be one of the most dominant pitchers in the game. It is so fun to watch this dude operate. God.
It's cool. It's cool.
Operate.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see. And again, the more innings that he continues to eat up, the more conversation, or the more he will be in the conversation, of course, of perhaps winning that Cy Young award. Because the only knock on Shohei is just, is he going to have enough innings? And there is a ton of competition in the National League, Clint, in terms of a starting pitcher that could be in the running for a Cy Young award. Obviously, we're talking about the Paul Skeens of the world, certainly Christopher Sanchez, whose scoreless inning streak, oral is okay. His is safe because Christopher Sanchez had 50 2/3 innings of consecutive ball of scoreless innings. So congratulations to Christopher Sanchez. What a run that he's been on. But I tell you, Shohei's right there. Jacob Mizorowski with the Milwaukee Brewers is pitching out of his mind. Kyle Harrison with the Brewers now too, pitching out of his mind. So there's a lot of competition in the National League. There's not any competition in the American League, especially now that Tarek Skubal is on the shelf with an injury. But Shohei is a beauty to watch every single day, whether he's pitching or not, whether he's hitting or not.
They moved the ball around a whole lot, and also people are going to be happy. The Kyle Tucker haters are going to be happy. 3-hit game, including a 2-run homer to get the offense going there in the second inning for the Dodgers, which it was weird. I don't know if you saw it. He was showing bunt to start that frame.
Yeah.
Very, very peculiar. But, every time the people try to kind of, every time they say, oh, I'm out on this guy, you pull me back in sort of thing. But, man, did he need that one. Entering the game, I think he was like 7 for his last 47, under 150 over the previous 2 weeks. Good to see the $60 million investment have a nice ball game.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter.
Bottom line,
that was so good.
So Clint, you know how sometimes you're watching a baseball game and there's some elite hitter up, and they'll just throw out a random tidbit like, in high school he was a heck of a pitcher too. Some teams were thinking about drafting him as a pitcher. Senior year he went 13-1 with a 1.07 ERA, and a lot of people thought that was his future. That's Shohei Ohtani, except that high school pitcher is doing it against big league hitters. Like it's the kind of stuff that you're only supposed to be able to do in high school when you get to play it against high schoolers. You shouldn't be able to do what Shohei Ohtani can do, Clint, and yet, and that's why nobody else can. But Shohei somehow ridiculously can.
Yeah, I was just talking about this a few minutes ago on the Dodgers territory. Check it out if you guys missed it. It was a good one. But to have somebody who can hit in an MVP level and also pitch at a Cy Young clip, and like you wouldn't, if he's standing in the box, you wouldn't know that this guy is an elite pitcher. And if you see him pitching, you're not going to know he's an elite hitter. And the fact that he's able to do this just with such ease, 6 shutout innings, he reaches base 5 times in this game. The batting average back over 300. He is an absolute marvel. This guy is, you will never see another human being like this. We never have seen a human being like this. I don't care what Babe Ruth did back when Pop was 14 or 15 years old, because they only let white people play baseball back then, and I think the baseball was made out of rubber bands. Like this guy's doing it against the most elite of the elite people. They have the best health. They have all of the best things you can get. He's insane.
Yeah. And Kevin, Clint mentioned the batting average. Ohtani is now 3rd in the National League in OPS. He's only 8 points behind Kyle Schwarber, the leader. He has the best on-base percent. The funny thing is, the reason he doesn't lead the National League in OPS is because he's not hitting very many homers. His slugging percentage is what's holding him back. He's 9th in the league in batting average. He's leading the league in on-base percentage. He's only 11th in slugging percentage. But yeah, that 941 OPS. We are legitimately back to where, Kevin, even if Ohtani wasn't pitching, he'd be in the MVP conversation, which when you look at where he was, 3 weeks ago and where he is now, it's kind of ridiculous.
It's pretty remarkable. And it's even more remarkable when there was a conversation that people were having not on this show about how he was slumping and washed and he was regressing and he just wouldn't be able to do it anymore. And it's like, you guys just got to give him a break. He'll get there eventually. And like you mentioned, like the numbers you just read, it's He's back to doing what he's doing best. I was checking out his StatCast page because there's a couple things I wanted to look at. His batting profile, bright red again. Pitching profile, also bright red again. Even if he's unable to win the Cy Young Award, because it would be because of innings at this point, and he'll just have to settle for an MVP again, and arguably the greatest single season any player has ever had. So I know they don't give awards for that, so you might not get a piece of hardware for it, but if he keeps this up, it'll be 2026 Shohei Ohtani, a pretty big gap, and then everybody can argue amongst themselves who they think had the next greatest season by a baseball player.
Yeah, absolutely. So Clint, on a day that one bit of Oral Hershiser's 1988 history was salvaged, Christopher Sanchez finally allowed a run, ended up 6 1/3 innings shy of Oral Hershiser's record. But there was another little bit of Oral Hershiser. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really Sanchez is amazing. But another little bit of 1988 Hershiser stuff going on tonight. I don't know if you remember Game 2 of the 1988 World Series. Oral Hershiser allowed 3 hits on the mound and had 3 hits of his own. The Ohtani of my childhood, I believe one of them was an infield single and a couple slap hits. Maybe not quite the same kind of hitter as Ohtani, but
I need the highlight of Oral Hershiser running out.
That whole game is available on YouTube, and the best part is you get to watch him put on the satin windbreaker when he gets on base, and that thing was because Oral can rock anything. Like he has got the body type that can make any piece of clothing look funny, and especially those satin windbreakers. But Ohtani tonight allowed 3 base runners in 6 innings, was on base 5 times himself. Obviously his 2 greatest games until he surpasses them are the game against the Brewers in the NLCS last year and the 50-50 game against the Marlins. Those 2 were ridiculous. But tonight, 3 base runners on the mound, 2 hits and a walk in 6 innings to lower his season ERA to what is it? 0.73? 0.74.
Yeah.
And
lower
be on
than
base
his whip
5 times. Yeah, back to his ERA is back lower than his whip. 10 starts into the season. Just like I'll put it out there. Hot take. Ohtani's an even better hitter than Oral Hershiser was.
I think we could say that.
Argue with the wall, guys.
Yeah, I can't believe. Listen, you don't know what the game was like back then, all right?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You were there.
Hey, DC in the chat says Shohei obviously had some IQ bars. I think we all know that's true. That's right.
Yeah. That's the only way to win your day.
Yeah.
Oral Hershiser above the Euchre line.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was a good hitter for a pitcher.
The teaser. So we do have Bulldog on Dodgers territory tomorrow. We did record it on Tuesday. We did ask him his thoughts that he also shared kind of on the broadcast today, but asked him the thoughts about where Sanchez was at in that historic run. And, he's very diplomatic about it. But one of the things I've always wanted to ask him, I've interviewed him a number of times. Like, people don't give enough respect to that 89 season, which was a more
because the win-loss record
season.
Wasn't great, but he was awesome that year.
Breaking news: Katie Woo asks him about pitcher wins. Guys, want to tune in? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
7 WAR as a pitcher. That's crazy in '89.
Yeah. Oh, he was. Good. Yeah, he was good. Oral Hershiser was good. Shohei Ohtani's even better. That's the bottom line here. Ohtani even better. So he was on base 5 times, like we mentioned. He could have gone deeper in the game probably, except for 2 things. One, he was already laboring in that 6th inning, and at 88 pitches, it's first and second 1 out with Corbin Carroll coming up. And so Dave Roberts is having to prepare for he's going to be close to 100 pitches by the time he gets through this inning, if he does get through this inning. Nobody knew that Corbin Carroll on the first pitch would hit into a double play, because Corbin Carroll doesn't hit into double plays, and first pitch even better. And so he was at 89 pitches, but they had already started warming up somebody in the bullpen, Jonathan Hernandez. They had I think Dave Roberts had made the decision when Ohtani was struggling there in the sixth, this is it. And I think that decision also might have been informed by the fact that he was apparently battling some sort of finger ailment throughout the game, whether it was a blister, a hangnail, something. There was a little bit of blood going on. We saw him at one point. At the end of an inning, he's about to go get his hands checked by Jordan Baker, my least favorite umpire. Yeah. And he's chewing on his finger. Then he realizes, he's like, oh, sorry about that. Here's my saliva covered hand. But yeah.
Do you think he made the sound effect though? No.
He might have. I hope so.
Only Freddie's teeth do that.
Yeah. But it's right at the hinge here of the, the knuckle, I guess is what you would call it.
The hinge. Yeah.
Listen, bro, I'm on vacation mode already, trying to GTF out of here. But right there on the inside of that index finger, and I had noted in the All Dodgers Discord, by the way, signed up on Patreon to join us on the Discord. I had noted that over the first 3 innings, he had only thrown one splitter. And for him to not throw such an important weapon, I was like, something tells me that there's a little bit of something off with that finger. You saw him kind of picking at that point as well. He probably had the blister. Eventually you see the photos and all of that kind of stuff. Also had trouble commanding the curveball early until he kind of cleared the skin out of the way. But imagine that. Imagine reaching base 5 times, gentlemen, and also throwing 6 shutout innings with blisters on me fingers. That's the Rolling Stones, by the way, for Kevin. Yeah. Everybody else is the Beatles.
I'm aware.
Name 2 members of the Rolling Stones, Kevin.
Keith Richards and Mick Jagger.
Good job. Can you name a third? Ohtani only ended up throwing 3 splitters the whole game. Only threw one of them for a strike. And so, very clear. Like you said, Clint, that's a big weapon for him, which makes it all the more impressive that he did what he did without... he was basically like a 2-pitch pitcher, kind of. He threw
a lot of sweepers and a lot of 4-seamers tonight.
Yeah, sweeper and handful of curveballs, handful of sliders, couple cutters, but it's mostly fastball, curveball. He did throw actually. I didn't even notice these. He threw a handful of changeups, 7 changeups. Which I don't really think of him as throwing a changeup very often, other than the splitter, depending which acts as a changeup. But
depending on the change, a circle change gets that finger completely off of the ball. Yeah. So I could see. Imagine that, just on a whim, because you don't have all of the pieces of your meat on your hand. You're like, whatever. I'm gonna throw a changeup tonight, and it's gonna work.
Yeah,
that's
Kershaw could never.
Kershaw. Hey, he worked on. How long was he in the league? He worked on that changeup for 45 years.
He really wanted a changeup. Never quite got there. It's just. I hope we don't take for granted what Ohtani's doing, because it's ridiculous. A couple starts, you're like, oh wow, this is a great start to the season. He's really taking this seriously. We're 10 starts in. We are, well over a third of the way into the season, and Ohtani has an ERA that would be excellent if it was 3 times what it is. People have won the Cy Young Award based on their ERA with an ERA 3 times what his currently is. I say it every time. He's not going to finish the season with an ERA under 1, but every time he just lowers it, it's like, well, maybe he wants to prove me wrong. And if anybody was going to do it, it might as well be the guy who already does a zillion things that nobody else ever even thought they might be able to do.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna end up being on a per game basis. He's just gonna have these crazy stats that are just gonna far exceed everyone else's, but it's gonna come down to innings, and I think it's fair, but it sucks. But also, I think it's a credit to, again, if Christopher Sanchez and Jacob Mizorowski can keep doing what they're doing, because those guys are also having incredible seasons. If, maybe in another given year, Ohtani still is a front runner, because it's a slightly weaker class. We just had an insane month of May from 3 different pitchers in the National League. Like this, what we're seeing from National League top tier pitchers, we don't see all that often. So, you know, if he doesn't get the Cy Young Award, it's really going to be because somebody else earned it. Like, it's been like the slate of pitchers that were up on today was just really fun to watch if you just like tuned in and passively in the background.
There are 5 guys in the National League right now with an ERA plus of 190 or better. Do you know what the live ball record in a non-strike shortened season or non-shortened season for most pitchers in the National League with an ERA plus of 190 or better is?
Probably 2.
2015. Zach Greinke and Jake Arrieta. That's the record.
Wow.
Kershaw was just under. He didn't quite make the cut. That's the record. That's the only time there's ever been more than one in the National League in a season. There are currently 5. Now, the reason I said non-shortened season was because there were 3, maybe 4, I can't remember, in 2020, which, by the way, the 2020 season was about as long as this season has been so far, which kind of underscores the fact that it's easy, not easy. It's possible to do this for 60-ish games. Do it for 162 is a lot different, and that's why, you know, Ohtani is likely to fall off. These other guys, you know, Jonathan Sanchez is likely to fall off a little bit just because you can't stay that good forever, you know. The other 3 are Chase Burns, Chris Sale, and Jacob Misiorowski. All those guys will probably fall off a little bit, but I mean, I don't see how Jacob Misiorowski, unless he just forgets how to throw strikes, because it's ridiculous, you know. And then you got Paul Skeens, who could absolutely get himself back into that conversation by the end of the season. So it is currently a historically good crop of pitchers in the National League, to the point where Shohei Ohtani, there will be no shame in not winning the Cy Young Award if a couple of these guys stay healthy and stay this good, because he is going to have a huge disadvantage in innings pitched by nature of the 6-man rotation. He's just going to have to settle for another unanimous MVP.
Hear me out. At the end of the year, if it's close enough, they settle it like gentlemen. Best of 3, Rochambeau.
I like that.
If Shohei doesn't win, best 3 out of 5.
Yeah, hey,
I bet you Shohei has a strategy where it's like he could find out how to like tilt the odds slightly in his favor, so it's not just a 33% chance to win. He's like,
the summer after high school,
Bart always picks rock.
Summer after high school, I was a sandwich artist at Subway, not a sponsor, and that summer, so the restaurant I worked in didn't have air conditioning, and that summer in Lake Elsinore, we had like a 2-week stretch where it was 115 every day and humid, and so nobody was coming to Subway because nobody wanted to leave their house, and so I'd just be there, and we would go hours at a time with no customers. And so me and my coworkers, we would just sit in the walk-in refrigerator. And then when we heard the bell that somebody came in, we'd rock, paper, scissors to see who had to go help the customer. And my coworker Haven, she always did paper. And she couldn't figure out how she lost to me every time. And, you know, so I went like a week without helping a customer because it was hot and Haven was bad at rock, paper, scissors.
That's fantastic. Hey, you know what else is fantastic?
Me?
Sal V just became a member of the YouTube channel. We appreciate Sal.
Way to go, Sal.
I saw it pop up. The thing doesn't really help. You know, the thing that helps. It doesn't help us know when people join on the YouTube side or become a YouTube member, which is very annoying. I happened to see that one. We appreciate everybody who has. I think you guys last night, Kevin and Speegs got like 3 or 4 new members on the channel. We appreciate you guys a whole bunch. You should get some information that says to reach out to me so you could get access to the Discord. But thanks, Sal V. Appreciate you. And everybody else is here. Over 660 people live with us right now. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, help the boys out. We are dangerously close to 23,000, and that puts us that much closer to 25,000 subscribers. So that would be cool.
Great. Technically puts us that much closer to any number you want to choose that's higher than 23,000. We got
that's science, baby.
We got super chat for, how did Alana pronounce this username? Jetty Engineer?
Jetty engineer. We love
No,
Jetty.
she didn't.
$5 from Jetty.
Revenge of the Jetty.
That's Ronnie James Dio's brother, Jetty. Great
That's
day on
worse.
Japanese Heritage Night. Increased my attendance record to 5-1. It was a night to remember. Happy to be a part of history tonight. Way to go,
awesome.
Jedi Engineer. You're a champion. 5-1.
I need to go to a game with Jedi Engineer. I'm on like a 5 losing streak. Bad.
In the time that I have known you, I don't think you've ever won a game or been to a win.
Hey,
I don't think so either.
let's add another L to your record. Glenn Ishii in the chat,
Ishii,
referring to your
get it
shirt, says, "What game did Kevin ref today?"
I earlier in the chat, I was dying when I saw that, and yeah,
really
it's so
good.
good. Somebody else also asked him, "What time did you get off your job at Foot Locker?"
That's a great one. I like
Yeah,
that
that's great.
too.
I like that. Hey,
Killing it in the chat.
Matty Man, we got a. He said. Matty Man says, calling it now. Shohei will throw a no hitter this season, and Cole says, Ohtani isn't throwing a no hitter. He starts getting tired around the 5th inning, and you can tell that's from Cole and not Richie because we didn't make fun of all the different spelling mistakes in there. So Kevin, I saw you shaking your head at Matty Man's prediction that Ohtani's throwing a no hitter. You think no?
Not a complete game. Like he could be part of one.
Part of a
I
combined
can
one.
see
If Tanner
him,
Scott
yeah.
doesn't be a
Yeah.
good time ruiner again.
Yeah, but I don't think he's efficient enough as a pitcher. And like Nicole mentioned, he does get tired around the 5th inning when he's on base 5 times. Great for us. It's a great viewing experience, but it doesn't help him any in the I need to pitch longer into this game category.
What do you think, Clint?
Sorry, I got distracted by Chad Moriyama quote tweeting Kevin Skinner, and that just threw me for a loop.
Wow.
What?
Man, you made it. You made it, buddy.
Man, it must be Asian Heritage Night.
What are we talking about? Baseball?
Which side are you on? You on Matty Man's side or Cole's side?
Yeah, I kind of
No?
agree with Kevin's sentiment there. I think he's just going to have a hard time getting through 9 innings at a reasonable, pitch count.
Yeah.
Like Dave would need to push him. We'd be looking at like 115 pitches, maybe, probably more. It feels like.
For me, it would be if the stars aligned that they had already decided that Ohtani was having the day off from hitting 2 in a row, the day he pitches and the day after, and it was followed by a week with like a Monday and a Thursday day off, so he was going to have like 7 days rest instead of 6. I could see them letting him go far enough. I don't know if any of those stars will align like that at all this year to make that a possibility. But yeah, that's what it have to be because it would take at least 115 pitches. I definitely think a combined no-hitter is not out of the question at all because Ohtani's stuff, every time he goes out there, there's potential to do his part, to go 6 or 7 no-hit innings. And then if he could do 7...
That's called leading the witness.
ここまで見てくれたあなた、本当にありがとう。この動画が少しでも面白かったら、コメントで意見を聞かせてください。そして高評価、シェア、チャンネル登録も忘れずに、次の動画でまた一緒に野球の熱狂を味わいましょう。